Hey y'all, I'm Terry. I'm a 56-year-old Gen Xer, just living in a state of constant chaos, but keeping it under control by the grace of God. If that sounds like you, how about grab a cup of coffee or whatever fuels your day? And let's talk. So, this channel is going to be a little bit about everything. Some days it'll be about me working my 3 part-time jobs from home, yet still living paycheck to paycheck. Not because I spend it on frivolous things, just because that's how little I make. I want to be real. I don't want to give a false sense of perfection. I am not. Some days it'll be about how I'm a caregiver to my husband who is on full disability with a form of muscular dystrophy. Some days it'll be about me doing that while battling my own autoimmune diseases, trying to just make it through and take care of everything. Take care of the house, I take care of the yard, I take care of the bills, I take care of him, make sure he gets to his doctors and takes his medicine, make sure I take my medicine. Then I work probably about 60 hours a week. But, it is what it is, and God gets me through. Some days, this will be just me rambling like I'm doing right now, but also about just my love of coffee, my love of dogs, my love of cruising, or all of the above at one time. But mostly it'll be about me dealing with all of this and leaning on God and trying to strengthen my relationship in God as I move into the second half of my life. But I do need to get closer to God, and I'm going to be trying to do that. I'm going to be trying to journal and grow in faith with Him so I can quit stressing so much. So I'm hoping I can meet people like me or who can relate to me at least online, and maybe we can form a community and be friends. I guess as you can tell by my accent, I'm from the South, so like a lot of middle-aged Southern women, my values are rooted in traditional Christian values. My Southern roots and my traditional Christian values will come out. It's not political, it's just the way I was raised. I went through a layoff last year, and right now I'm going through what they call a constructive dismissal. It's not like they're making the job where I want to quit. They're making my hours, because like I said, I work part-time. I'm not salaried. So my hours have suddenly been cut more than half, almost to a quarter. And all of this is because they have outsourced to cheaper labor overseas. I know it's about money. I get it. If I was in business, I would want to make money. But you've also got to have some heart and pride in your fellow Americans. There are people, I'm lucky, there have been people there who have been there for 30 years. I've only been there for a little over 10. And it's just ripped out from under us. But not really, because they won't lay us off. So we can't go get unemployment. And even if we could, I couldn't because I have 2 other jobs. Anyway, I have found that channels about being in your 50s and being laid off, and yeah, we can all relate to that feeling because I was laid off last year from a previous job. But most of those people I found, that was the beginning of their chaos. My chaos has always been there. I have no kids due to infertility. I have no savings due to past mistakes of my own, yes. But then also in the past 2 years, I've had a lot of financial struggles that have occurred not because of me, but because of just life circumstances, losing jobs, having paychecks and hours cut, um, a roommate, my mother, this is her room. And we'll get into that, maybe not in this episode, but she passed away a year and a half ago, well, almost 2 years. And I stayed with her and helped take care of her also. And that was, I mean, I paid for everything. She paid for food, but you know how much food is now. So I lost $800 to $1,000 a month of my income just from her passing away like that. And she didn't have something I could inherit other than this house. Bless her heart. I don't know where I'd be without it. I'm sure there's got to be somebody out there in my situation who's living paycheck to paycheck, but not because you're just spending money all willy nilly. It's because that's where life has kept you and you haven't been able to crawl out of it. Yeah, I mean, we find a way to survive, and really, again, to God be the glory for that because He helps me survive. He always comes through. So, it gets scary. The older I get, the scarier it gets. But I try to remember that I'm not in control. I try not to stress because I know God's got this. He always has. But it's hard. I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect Christian. I'm not a perfect wife. I'm not a perfect housekeeper. My house is a mess, mainly because I don't have a lot of time to do anything with it, but it's also very cluttered with my mother's stuff. And then my husband, the type of muscular dystrophy he has affects his, let's just say, he's messy and doesn't understand that. So it's a lot. And mainly, I am hoping to meet some people and maybe you'll stick around. Maybe we'll get to know each other. But I felt like God just told me to start this channel just, if nothing else, to be my therapy. So if nobody ever sees it and it's just me talking to the wind, it helps. It helps getting it out. It helps releasing some of it. You know? So if you're in a similar situation, I'm telling you, talk it out, even if you have nobody to talk to in person. Because it does feel like it's helping me just to talk right now. I have plans. I hope to upload maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. Probably not twice a week at first. I'm still learning all this stuff. But I have things I'd like to talk about. I'd like to share my growth trying to get closer to the Lord. I'd like to share struggles. I'd like to share triumphs. I'd like to share me doing things around this house and kind of taking it step by step, gradually to do things. The first thing I need to do is clean up and empty out this bedroom. I'll probably film that. Maybe like, a declutter or beyond declutter. It's empty out a dehouse your stuff. But also, I love dogs. Dogs are life to me. But unfortunately, I had a dog we had her for 13 years. Well, a day shy. She died a day before her birthday. And she was our world. And she was our baby. And I know that triggers some people, and I'm sorry. But if you haven't ever been able to have kids, that's what you know. and she was our baby. But as she got older, I'd never had a dog live that old. But as she got older, she wasn't able to be housebroken. And I wasn't going to stress her or me over it. I just let her live her life and destroy the carpet and try to keep up with it, shampooing it. And we can't get another dog. And we would love to get another dog or two. But I can't do that until I get this carpet pulled up and replaced. So, I've never done that. But I had an aunt who was in her early 70s, and she did it. When she lost her husband, it was some of her therapy. She redid her house, and she pulled up the carpet and replaced the flooring. And if she can do it, I can figure out how to do it. I'm free. I don't have to pay anybody. Now, the supplies to replace it, that's different. I'm thinking maybe I will share that also. Let me know if you want to stick around. And anything I've talked about, I've touched on so far. Any of the topics, again, I'm a hodgepodge. I don't know. Everybody said, when you start a channel, you have to niche down. And my niche is chaos. So I don't know. Like I said, I work from home. I'm a caretaker. I'm a dog lover and a dog mom without a baby right now. I'm struggling to find a way to make ends meet. I want to make my life less stressful because I know I can put it on God. He's the one in control. I want to grow in my faith. And mostly, I want to meet some new people. I would love for us to have a community, There's a part of Hebrews in the Bible. Forgive me, I don't know it off the top of my head, and I would just have to paraphrase it. But it talks about how we should spur each other on in community and love, doing good deeds, and coming together, encouraging one another. That's what it's about. I think it's Hebrews 10. But I'd love to do that. I want to do that. And if you would like to do that, I encourage you to subscribe. Hey, like, comment, please comment. Comment and tell me what you would like me to talk about. If anything I've talked about, if you want me to expand on it, tell me your story. Introduce yourself to me. I would love to meet you. Thank you for putting up with me and my rambling and my new first ever video. I hope I get better, and I hope you can put up with my accent. I know I'm hard to understand, but y'all have a great rest of your day. Hug your dog, hug your cat, your horse, your guinea pig, whatever you have. If you have anything, hug yourself and keep the faith. And I'll see you next time. Bye.